Hi, I'm Callie and welcome to Kapowski Reads, and this is my low spend diary and this is my April wrap up. So I am going to go through all of the things I have used up, the things I have bought, and my favourite things from the month of April. I have my little, as always, my little box of things I have used, of my empties. And it feels a little emptier than usual, but that's okay. That's fine as long as I'm using things. That's kind of the whole point of my low spend year. My first finish is, I'm gonna say this is a thing I share credit with. This is our household shampoo. And this is one that works for everyone, which is really hard to find a shampoo that works for 4 people, and this one does. I didn't need to replace this because I already had one left in my stash, but I don't have any left in my stash, so when that one finishes, I will need to buy one. I finished my hair mask. I like to do a deep hair condition once a week. My hair is longer than I tend to like it, and I'm very overdue for a haircut, so I'm doing everything to keep the condition decent. This is a mask that I have used quite a lot and I really like it, and it's usually on a deal, which is very nice. Continuing the theme of hair, I finished, now don't laugh at me, but I finished my hair growth oil, which I've had for quite a while. This lasted months and months. I am super self-conscious of like these little bits at my temples where I convince myself that I'm balding. I probably might not be, but I just get really paranoid about I just get really self-conscious that my crown, it's not even a crown, just my temples, I feel the hair is really thin there. So I got some hair growth oil, which I think has worked, but I could be just tricking myself. I don't know, but it makes me feel better. I finally finished my beloved Perfect Zen by Soap and Glory body scrub. It smells like lavender and it's warming, so it's just so nice. I live in Aberdeen, it's super cold, and I am a nighttime shower person 99% of the time, so it's just really nice when you're in the shower, the cold wind is coming through the open window and you've got this warming body scrub. I really like it, but this is finished and I have another body scrub, so I cannot replace this yet, but oh, when I can. I'm fairly certain this is the scrub I will be buying as soon as I get to buy one, which will be when I don't have any left in my stash from which to take. I also finished my absolute, the state of this bottle, I rinsed it out and it was not happy about it. This is my absolute favourite moisturiser of all the moisturisers I have ever used. Yeah, I think ever. This is L'Occitane Almond Moisturiser. My parents bought me a gift package for my birthday last year of the almond body products, and I'm slowly making my way through them, but I'm definitely making them last. I love this moisturiser. It's my favourite. It smells amazing and it makes my skin nice and happy. But I can see from where I'm sat right now, four moisturisers, 5. I can see 5 body moisturisers, and I know I have some downstairs. I am not gonna be buying body moisturiser this year. I seriously doubt it, but if I were, I would be buying this. I love it. Another teeny tiny moisturiser. This is a hand cream. Again, it's from L'Occitane. It's Cherry Blossom and it was just a little tester, so it's quite small. I have a whole bunch of tester hand creams and maybe foot cream, I haven't actually checked. Teeny tiny cream little tubes, and I love it. Smells nice, and I have loads of hand creams. I will probably never need to buy another hand cream for the rest of my life, maybe, or at least I could make it to 40 without buying hand creams. I finished deodorant. I don't even know why I keep deodorant in this box. It's not something I tend to worry about stockpiling, so maybe going forward I won't be counting deodorant. It seems a bit more of an essential than a treat item. But this is my favourite deodorant. Actually no, it's not. The one I replaced it with is. This is my second favourite. I finished a very small Ted Baker Rose and Cassis body spray. This is the scent that I tend to wear in autumn and winter, and then I move on to, I think it's a violet one in spring summer, but I decided to just stick with this one until this little one was finished, and now it's finished, so I'm going to be switching to my spring summer scent. I really like this spray because it's got similar notes to my perfume, so it's not too overpowering when I wear both of them together, but I love it. It's just a little travel one. I do have the big one downstairs, and I'm probably good for scents for the rest of the year. I finished my collagen from Boots. I absolutely love this, just a treat for my face. I really like the Boots own brand skincare. I've not found any weak links so far, and I find the products to be nice on the wallet and nice on the face, which are the two things that I look for when I'm buying facial treatments: wallet and face. And speaking of face, my last empty is a foundation. This is a very old Flawless Matte Finish foundation from Barry M in the shade Porcelain, which is number 0. I have a whole gaggle of foundation products downstairs. I will not need to buy any more foundation for the year, but I do like this. I believe it's been discontinued, but I do have a spare of it downstairs because I think most people probably can relate. It's really hard to find that perfect foundation shade. So when I find one that works, I historically have bought, like, I want to say 2, but I'd be a liar, like 3 or 4, a whole bunch of them, so that you don't have to go through that heartache when it's discontinued. You kind of get time to find a substitute, because so often I will fall in love with a foundation and it just then gets stopped. They don't have my shade. I mean, I don't want to call out Benefit, but you know, the amount of times that they've discontinued my shade. And I know that Estee Lauder Double Wear has never discontinued my shade, but it's so expensive. Whereas Barry M is very, very easy on my bank balance and is cruelty free, and I feel I can justify it. To myself. So these are all of my empties for the month of April, but I realized that last month I forgot to share with you the number of books that I've gotten through from my physical stash, which is the second main area that I'm trying to cut back. Mainly skincare, beauty stuff, and books are my biggest areas of, like, consumerism, and I historically get loads of things from those two categories and don't use them / read them. So I forgot to share that last month, but I've not this month. I remembered, and I've actually gotten through all of these physical books from my stash. So that's 6 books down. Of these 6 books, I had 2 5 stars and 2 4 stars, might be 3 4 stars. Either way, a resounding success, and really nice actually seeing my unread pile go down a little. So let's get on to what I bought. I did need to make some toiletry replacements. I don't know if I'm probably not going to count deodorant going forward. Let's just assume I'm wearing deodorant, because I will be. This is the empty, but I bought a replacement of this, but I got the gel version, which is a little bit more expensive, but I love it. I also got a spray of the scent Powder Fresh for when I'm on the go, just to chuck in my handbag. I needed to replace my hair mask, and I was going to buy the one that I always buy. However, I saw this, and this is quite a large, like for comparison. Here's the one I usually buy. They were the same price. So of course I went for the bigger one. And this is the L'Oreal Dream Lengths, which is the brand that I used to use when I was growing my hair so that I could donate it. I cut off 14 inches in 2019 and I got my hair cut to like here. And this is the brand that I use to help me get my hair in very good healthy condition, and this is for long and thinning hair, and I have long thin hair, so I'm going with this being the right one for me. It smells amazing, and it's got like, I don't want to say a gimmick, but it's got like, I don't really know how well that's going to come up. It's activated by clapping. Oh wait, no, there's a bit on the top. So you take a little bit on your hand and you have to like clap your hands together and it like activates it. I don't know. I love a gimmick. It smells amazing and I've used it 3 times so far this month, and I mean, I had the best hair of my life the second time I used it, so that feels like I'm onto a winner. I also replaced my hair oil with a Grow tonic. I have heard good things about this and I wanted to try it. I haven't used it yet. I got it and then I put it somewhere and it wasn't to hand when I needed it, so I just haven't tried this yet, but I will report back when I have. And I made a mistake with my serums. I had to find a replacement for my collagen serum and I wanted something that I could use with my face roller, so something that maybe takes a little while to soak in so that I can, you know, not be dragging a face roller on my face. And I bought the wrong item. And because I'm not buying multiples of things, I'm stuck with the wrong. It's my fault. I picked the wrong one. I have a Glow Dewy serum and this is not the one I like. They have another one and I think it's like maybe called Glow Tonic, and the one I like is like pink coloured. Again, smells amazing, which is totally irrelevant for skincare. It's just a nice extra, but this is not the one I love, and this one soaks into my face pretty quickly, so I have to be like, no, super on it, and sometimes I get distracted when I'm doing skincare. So on my replacements I spent a total of £25 and 49 pence. I bought a book. I bought a copy of Juno Loves Legs by Carl Geary. However, this is one of my exceptions. This is for a read along with the Scottish Book Club. I am allowing myself, I wrote it in ink, so it's totally allowed. I'm allowed to buy up to 6 books for the year for Scottish Book Club reads. And we're currently on a little bit of a hiatus right now, but a gaggle of us are doing a read along of this book and I miss our chats, and I thought that this would count as an exception. Let me know if you think that that's a cheat. I'm not 100% sure myself. If it also aids my defense, I got this for free. I had a reward on my Waterstones loyalty card and I used the reward to get this for free. So it didn't cost me any money. So I think it's okay. What's definitely not okay is that I have purchased some forbidden, restricted items. I had an awful day. I'm just going to start it with I had an awful day in April. Long story short, my system completely broke down while I was at work, and then I almost broke down. So I'd started my day and then at like 9 o'clock I had some problems with a few software elements, and then slowly things started to shut down and basically I had to go into the office, but I'd already started working from home, so I was not dressed for the office, no makeup, no lunch, no snacks, no bag packed, nothing. I was not ready, but I had to get in the office and it was just very stressful having to relocate really quickly, run for the bus, try and communicate with everyone on WhatsApp to be like, I'm still here, just look like I've disappeared off the face of the earth. And I got to the office and met a new colleague. It was his first day and I made a very sweaty, stressed first impression in a big fluffy jumper. So I'm sure he'll remember me. And I had to go out and get lunch because I had absolutely nothing with me and I felt drawn to boots and I bought makeup. I don't regret it. I do, but I also don't. So I've been keeping a list of the things I want to buy as the year goes on, and it's just a really good way for me to sort of be like, do I still want that, 3 months down the line? Generally, a lot of the things on the list that I want to buy, I go off of quite quickly. However, I was in Boots ages and ages ago, and I saw that they had this eyeshadow, which is called Space Cowboy. And fun fact, me of 2006 to maybe 2008, this was the only eyeshadow that I wore. It used to be in like a silver circular container that looked like a gorgeous fancy biscuit, and I loved it, and it just made me feel like really grown up to have a fancy eyeshadow. It made me feel fancy, it made me feel good about myself, and I really like shimmer and I like a gold eyeshadow, so I bought this. But that's not all. It was an awful day. I also treated myself to an eyeshadow palette, which I have been lusting after for about 5 months. And it has, I'm gonna like cover the mirror so it doesn't do weird things. So it has these gorgeous colors in it, and I have been wearing something from this palette most days ever since I bought it. So I feel I'm getting my money's worth from it, but I know I shouldn't have bought it, but I don't regret a thing. It was a horrible day, and I cried at my desk and I embarrassed myself by crying at my desk. So I bought makeup that I spent £59 and 10 pence on because I didn't have a bag, and I spent an extra 10p on a bag. So moving on to my favourite things, I like to have my top 5 things, or maybe sometimes it's more, of the month. And this month I am starting with something that past me would never believe that I loved. And it is best represented by this, which is a somewhat fancy, maybe. It's from Marks and Spencer's. It is rhubarb sparkling water, and it is my favorite thing. I had, as a child, hated rhubarb. We used to get given, I joke that I grew up in an Enid Blyton novel. We used to get given like a stalk of rhubarb and like a little saucer of sugar, and we'd like dip the rhubarb in the sugar. So I hated rhubarb as a kid and only saw it as a vehicle for transporting sugar to my face, and I always hated it. But I went to get, it was an elderflower drink which has a very similar cover, and this juice was in the wrong place, and I picked this up by mistake, and I was so sad because all I wanted was a delicious apple and elderflower drink. Again, this was on my worst day where I cried and spent £59 on makeup, and I bought this. And then I was like, oh, I'll just drink it, but I won't like it. And I loved it. It was delicious. And since then I have drank many a rhubarb flavoured water, and I love it. And turns out I love the flavour of rhubarb. I've been eating rhubarb sweets, I've been eating rhubarb jelly, I've been drinking rhubarb juice, rhubarb sparkling water, anything rhubarb. I'm like, ooh, that's delicious and refreshing. And I hate it because I love it. And I spent so long saying I hated rhubarb, and here I am consuming it in any form other than the actual rhubarb, which I do not want to try because I feel that's a step too far. I love rhubarb water right now. I have also found a new podcast that I love. I find it really difficult to find podcasts that I enjoy, but I have found a podcast that I love and it's called Girls Overheard. It is by 3 Scottish women who are just basically having a chat, and they find like some problem pages and read them out, and it's just fun. It's just like sitting with your friends who are chatting away. It's so relaxing and I really enjoy it. They're so fun, and I think it started as a lockdown like parenthood podcast, but somewhere along the lines it's changed, and I have gone back and started listening to some of the older ones, and even though they do mention parenthood, I think they're all mothers. I didn't really notice too big a difference between the older episodes and the new ones. I am loving going through the backlist. It's just so funny and I really like it. I've also been making use of my streaming subscription. I made a graphic because I am determined to use the streaming services that we pay for. What a strange concept. So I have 3 of my favorite things are actually things I have watched on the streaming services that we pay for and don't use as much as we should do. So first up, I have The Circle on Netflix. The Circle is back with absolutely zero fanfare. I don't know why there was no fanfare. I was giddy about The Circle coming back. It is one of my favourite reality shows to watch. For anyone who hasn't watched it, you just get a whole bunch of people and they each live in like a 1-bedroomed apartment, and they communicate through like an inbuilt social media. They never actually see each other or actually get to talk. It's all done through type, and some people are catfishing, some people are just lying. And I really like it. I find it fascinating the way that everyone gets so just really excited about, I have to find the catfish, which is not part of the show at all. It's a popularity contest, but you can't really show who you are because people might not know that that's who you are. They might think you're lying. I don't know. There's just something about it that I love. So that started back in April. I think there are 8 episodes up right now, might be 6. Either way, I've watched every episode that is available so far. I've also been watching The Wilds on Amazon Prime. This is a show about a group of teenage girls who were going to like a spa type retreat, and on the way there their plane crashes and they are stranded on this island, and it's just kind of about their survival. But there's more, because it seems like somebody knows they're there and there are cameras, and it's like it's all been engineered to have them on this island and like watch and see what happens. And there's weird flashbacks, and then there's little moments where they've been rescued and they're talking to therapists, and I'm just like, what? Why is this happening? What was the thought process here? Why are they there? Is this person okay? I need to know. I'm loving it. I'm all in. I have finished season 1, and there is a second season that I think is on Amazon Prime, so I'm gonna have a little look at that hopefully in May. And my final favorite thing is on Disney Plus, and it is How I Met Your Father. I love Hilary Duff. I love her. I have never been disappointed by a Hilary Duff performance. You know where you stand with Hilary Duff. You just do. And I am absolutely loving this. I rewatched How I Met Your Mother a couple of years ago, and I fell out of love with that show because it did not date well. And I kind of wonder if it actually dated well at the time it came out. But I love How I Met Your Father. I love this group of friends. I had never seen most of the cast in anything before, and I love them all. And I feel like even though we've got the main character who is Hilary Duff, she's our sort of Ted Mosby character. It's not all about her. Everybody kind of gets a story and everybody's there for a reason, but it's just charming. I'm charmed and I'm really enjoying it. I'm partway through season 2 right now, and I actually think that it maybe ended on season 2. So I'm gonna finish, I don't know, on a cliffhanger. Oh, I'll be so sad. But I'm having such a good time with it. And I'm really liking using stuff we pay for. What a wild concept. So those are my favourite things for April. I would love to know if there's anything that you have thoroughly enjoyed in April and want to share. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!